Hi guys, I'm Dee, it stands for Dorky, and today we're going to be doing another DIY upcycle thingy thing. I don't know, it's basically a necklace holder, but also it's very pretty, aesthetically pleasing necklace holder. So to me, I love necklaces, love them. I have an obsession, honestly. It's a hoarding obsession. I have a lot of hoarding habits, okay? For a long time, I've been looking for ways to display them, but also have them look pretty. For a while, I just had them kind of just hanging off a wire rack. And then also I got an armoire and I went through all my necklaces. There's a video here. I've gotten a lot since then, but also I put a lot of them in my armoire, but I also kept a lot of my favorites on the wall because I have many necklaces, okay? So I have been looking here and there, Pinterest, Amazon, for ideas of how to display my necklaces in a pretty way. Honestly, I didn't like a lot of the thought processes. I did see one where you like open up an art piece and then there's necklaces behind them. Ooh, secret, ooh, cool, but also not really what I was looking for. I don't know, nothing really spoke to me. So I decided to take a old frame that my mother was going to give to the Goodwill. I mean, this thing was a wreck. And this thing was like really worn. I don't know really where it was. It was in her bedroom, so it was very beat up. But I thought I could just, you know, make it pretty. And there is Unity. First off, I basically sanded down the metal just so that the paint would adhere better to the frame. The next part, I actually forgot to turn on my camera, which happens quite a bit, honestly, which is annoying in a DIY project. But I did do my first coat of gold spray paint on the frame, and then I think I did about 3 other layers of gold spray paint just to make sure that every piece was covered and also that it was a nice thick coating. Next up, I measured my necklace wire that I already own. I measured from the top of the glitter paper to where the screw was so that I can have that measurement for later. Then I measured along the horizon line just so I knew how long the actual piece was going to be versus the back of the piece. Here I am aligning where I will eventually want my screw to be. The reason I did this is because I wanted some space above the rack so that it was aesthetically eye-pleasing. You didn't want that to be like bumper to bumper with the frame. Just, you know, thinking ahead. Then I drew the horizon line, just connecting all of the dots that I had made so that hopefully hopefully everything comes out even and doesn't look like oblong. Then I measured the base of the frame, the backing of the frame, and then I took the rack width and then I subtracted that from the base frame backing width in order to figure out like the differences. Obviously this is pretty clear, but I just wanted to like map this out for y'all guys. But you know, in case like you have different numbers that aren't so clear, but either way we are left with 4, and that means that on each side of the frame backing there needs to be 2 inches so that everything is centered. Then you're going to mark those 2 inches in so that everything is centered, and then we're going to grab our rack and we're going to lay it against the back of the frame, and we're going to make sure we know exactly where we want to put our screws. I know we did a lot of measuring, but this is just a fail-proof like situation. Just make sure that it is exactly how you want it to be, and like you're not putting like screws in the wrong places. So I actually had a hard time getting a screw through this backing. it's not that the backing was thick or anything like that. I mean, it was pretty thin, honestly, but for some reason I just couldn't stabilize it. So I ended up having to get a thumbnail and push it through the backing so that I could create a hole to begin with and kind of like move it around, jiggle it around, so that then I can get the screw through so that I can make the screw hole. This sounded dirty. This is what I needed to do, okay? To get the screw in, the hole. So I bought this paper from Amazon. It is very pale pink. I really like how it looks. It's very beautiful in person, but in this film footage, it's not as striking as it is in like person, but it's really cute. I'll link it down below in case you're interested in buying something like this. It's basically an adhesive, like tape backing kind of wallpaper sticker situation. I don't really know what it's called, but it's pretty. So I basically just wrapped it around the frame backing and let it kind of curve around it because I wanted it to actually adhere to the back of it a little bit. So here I am measuring and cutting everything out. Then I tried not to panic and I delicately placed the stickiness onto the backing. I did have extra paper, but I just, you know, it's stressful. It's stressful to place anything like this in a place, like just getting it smooth, getting out all the like bubbles, trying not to wrinkle it, trying not to let it fold in weird places, getting it straight as much as you can. It was just very stressful. But also I left some of the top border open because I wanted to put something else there. I will say that when I got this paper from Amazon, it was bent and I should have returned it and asked for another, like a replacement. But I thought, oh, when it sticks, it will flatten out. It did not flatten out, and I'll show footage of that later. But even when I was placing this, I placed it and I was like, oh, I hope that flattens out, and it did not. So I really wish I had done it the opposite way, like flipped it, so that the bending and the like creases were at the top that is covered by the actual rack at the end, versus how it is now. So if you buy something like this and it's bent, I would highly suggest that. So prior to the beautification of this project, I basically had the wire hanging with some like glitter white paper in the back, and I kind of really liked that look. Like I liked the glitter white paper look, like that glam, beautiful, like almost classic looking. So when I went to make everything, my thought was that it was always going to be just this pink paper. But when I started doing everything and I pulled down that paper, I was like, no, I need to put this in somehow. It needs to be there. So I basically decided that it was going to be my header for this whole project. Therefore, I just cut down that piece, found the best like segment, the cleanest segment, because it's been up there for a while and it was a little dingy. So I cut it down to size, I put some Gorilla Glue on it, and I stuck it in place. And I like how it looks, honestly. I think it just like has the essence of the old situation, but like hyper glammed up. We've gotten to the hard part that I'm really nervous about, because I'm going to try to attach this to the wall, unattach it, and then add the piece back. And hopefully this works out. I'm so nervous. I need one of those things that has the like leveler, because I can't tell if it's level. Like it looks kind of crooked, doesn't it? I mean, you're at a weird angle though. Let's see. Is it level? I think it's the frame kind of tilty because it's an old frame. It's like rounded up top, round. But I can't tell if it's, I feel like it's like sloping down. Okay, so I used my phone. Who knew? And yeah, it says it is 1 degree off. I'm like, 1 degree? I'm gonna go ahead and take it out and then put the piece in. I'm gonna say fudge it. And I think the trick is to, ugh, I'm so fat and ugly. Is to like hate yourself while you're filling. That's the biggest trick in the world. We're just trying to get the screw in. I'm going to try to go from a lower angle on the screw so that it kind of picks it up a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Alright. We're going to let that fall. And then we're going to do this one. Okay. Oh, shit. I lost my spot. Fuck. No. It doesn't feel even. It goes crooked. Oh my god, I'm so annoyed. We are good. She looks pretty. Alright, there is my new necklace holder. We'll put some necklaces on it. It's so pretty. It came out really nice, honestly. I was so nervous. Yay! Yay! The rack, I made a decision to leave it white. I like that it was white. I thought about painting it gold for a while, but I just felt like that was too much gold. And honestly, putting that glitter band in the back really helped pull it all together. I didn't know I needed that band until like it was all said and done, but I'm so glad I just like went with that thought process because it just made the whole piece a lot more cohesive. And it's really cute. I really like it, and I've had it on my wall for a couple of days. I mean, a week, maybe 2 weeks, and I really like how it looks. I look at it constantly and I'm like, oh my god, it's so cute, so cute. I like it. I want always so cute. I can stop searching on Pinterest and Amazon to see something like that I want in a necklace holder. This is it. This is what I wanted. Here it is with all of my necklaces. Well, all of my favorite necklaces. I really like how it all looks together. You can see why I wanted a big box for the frame, because then my longer necklaces still look like they're being like displayed correctly. Like they look really cute against the pink. You can also see where the paper was bent during shipping, and this is what I'm talking about. I wish I had switched it up so that the bent area was actually covered by all the necklaces, but it's not. So I'm like, oh, that's one thing I regret about this situation, and that's one thing I would have changed. So that was my DIY or upcycle or makeover, or like just, I don't know, doing something cute and artsy for this week. I really like doing this, but also my last video got 6 views. 6 views. Like that's my lowest, like I think that's my lowest ever viewage of a YouTube video, 6 views, and that took me so long. Like it took me so long. This frame situation was not as long. It took like a good day to do, like from morning to end, but also it's like 6 views, my dudes. Thanks. Love you. It's just me being like pessimistic and like, oh shit. But also I'm having a great time with this situation, and this like gave me so much, like, I don't know, happiness to actually finish this project, because that paper I bought, I think, in October of last year. Like, I've had that paper for so long. So it is nice to like check off DIYs and things you've wanted to do, and just film it and let y'all guys see and enjoy it, even if it is 6 people. So 6 people out there, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.